Hey dreamers, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to build a nice getaway cottage for Belle, which will be located in the bind in Storybook Vale. This will be the first part because I'm planning to actually build a whole cottagecore town in the bind, which will be very autumn vibey. And yeah, so I'm planning to use a lot of orange and red tones there, but also green tones, especially for Belle's house, which is also very red and orange, but also green. I also wanted to mention that I can build from now on with a PC. So that means that my builds are much better than before. Before it was very stucky all the time because I was using the PS5, and yeah, it was a pretty good quality, but it was not very good to see. So from now on my builds are much better. As I already mentioned, so I'm pretty happy about that. I hope you guys enjoyed today's build and also that you can maybe take some inspiration out of it. And I would say let's not talk too much and get right into the speed build. As we're starting, we are putting Belle's house right into the bind on the, I would say, right side of the bridge. And I decided to put her house actually right near to the stone wall, I would say, where all the books are located. And I have to say I really love her cottage. I really love the colors, and just the whole cottage is made really thoughtful, I would say. And I think it matches perfect with the colors of the bind, because also the roof of the cottage is, I think, like the floor, so like the grass in the bind. And yeah, I think it fits the best directly in the bind. And if you also decide to put your Belle cottage right into the bind, I would suggest to like round it with also green trees, so that you can see also in my build that the back of the cottage is full of trees. And what I also love recently is that I'd like to take a look at the house first before I make a build. And as you can see also, the windows are green, so I think the green trees match perfectly with the green windows. And yeah, as you can see, I put a bunch of them here. Also, I think I need to tell you that this was actually my first try using the curved pathing method we have with the new update. And yeah, at first I struggled a bit because I wasn't used to the curving system, but later on I figured out how everything was working. And what you see me also doing in most of the builds is I'm just putting some items down and what I think would fit best in the build, and so that I don't forget the items in the build. And here in this build I was, for example, using a lot of red and orange items and also books, because as we know Belle loves books, so I thought I needed to include them. And as you can see, I'm rounding the fountain here. I think it's a craftable fountain of the bind. I'm just rounding it with the muddy path, and I'm deleting it later, so I'm deleting the way from the house to the fountain. I will delete it later on because it was a bit heavy for the build, I thought. So instead I grabbed another path. I don't know how it's called, this path, but it's also craftable. And I again rounded it with the fountain. And yeah, I thought it would be a cool idea to like double round the fountain with two different paths. In between all the yellow, orange and red, I thought I'd sprinkle a bit of pink also, which you can see by using the windmills in the build, and also some bushes of Mythopia. So yeah, also I decided to not use the big gazebo on the, which you can see on the left, because it's also a bit heavy for such kind of build. And instead I just used the picnic area and rounded it with a few bushes and trees, which you're also gonna see later on. to use as many book-related items that we have in the game. It's also because the bind is book-themed, and I thought Belle can't have enough books around her, I guess. But all in all, I have to tell you guys that this build was not the easiest for me, I would say, because I was developing this vision of the like red, green, and yellow and orange tones during the process of the build. I did not go into this build with a vision. I was really experiencing everything by testing out different things and also color schemes, I would say. And yeah, at the end I was really drawn to all the red, orange, and green and yellow colors. These bamboo fence here, but I will change it also later on to the bookshelf fence that we have also from the bind. You can craft it, and yeah, I thought the book fence would match better with the book archway here. And yeah, but you can also use the bamboo fence, of course, just what you prefer most. Decorated also the fountain, and as you can see, I'm just sprinkling around some of the glowing mushrooms and also some of the bind flowers and some other also bind related plant, and also from Eternity Isle. And I think it turned out pretty good. I really love the colors, the different colors. I'm gonna give you guys a quick walkthrough of what we've built. I'm really happy how everything turned out and matches so well together. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, also that you could maybe take some inspiration out of it. If you guys like this build, be sure to like and subscribe. I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!